What's going on, Gemini? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Gemini. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Cause it's a general energy weekly spread. I feel like I've lost the melody. I had a real cool one for during Sagittarius reading, and now I think I lost it, Gemini. I gotta go listen back to that. Nature my problem. But with this weekly video, whenever you happen to come across it, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. There's great energy all around here, Gemini. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching as well. They're Gemini, so definitely give them a look. You know, different kind of vibes. They're a very intuitive group, so hopefully you like them as well. Let's go ahead and get into your first card here. Ooh, which I'm with. It looks like we're about to get busy here, Gemini, because you got the 8th card of Taurus here, which is the Beehive card. And with this card, this is a card of diligent, persistent, stamina, application, tireless, mindful, hard work, devoted, fruitful, busy, conscientious, energetic, continual, harvest, endurance, effort, patience, and concentration. This is very interesting energy, Gemini, here, because I feel that I think that we are getting ready to all get into this state of where things are about to start picking up a little bit, and we are going to need some, if there are things that you've been wanting to focus on here, Slate, you know, whether this is, maybe we want to get, I don't know, work either towards like maybe like a promotion, or maybe even get like I'm not sure, even just like some recognition maybe at our jobs, or maybe we're even thinking about starting up your own either little side hustle or business or something along those lines. Just, and then, you know, this could even be something too, Gemini. Maybe we're thinking about maybe doing like some new workout routine, or maybe trying a new diet, whatever this is. I do feel like that this energy is saying that whatever it is that we do start is making sure to keep that persistent energy, you know, keep that diligence, that tenacity, because it's going to be something where if we just kind of like, I feel like if we get like start up something, and let's say this is like a workout routine, for example, and if we're just kind of spotty with it, just kind of on and off, it makes it hard for that thing to really kind of stick, and it's not really setting yourself up for success, as opposed to if we get like a schedule down, you know, really kind of get this thing sort of locked in, have like a visual, maybe putting this stuff on a calendar, or maybe just having this written down, maybe getting some reminders on the phone. But there's an energy here of just like, because here's the thing too, Mars is going to be entering Virgo here in the next week or so, depending on when you're watching this, about the next 5 days, and that's going to be forming squares with your Gemini placements. And Mars in Virgo is a very efficient type of energy, so I feel like maybe there's going to be something where maybe for some this may translate out to just feeling like the universe is kind of like throwing just a lot of like, maybe we may have a lot of paperwork that's coming up, or maybe there's just been, it just feels like that is something where it's like our energy is going to be maybe pushed a little bit. Maybe we're thinking about goals. Maybe we're trying to save up for some things, just trying to bring some stability. So we do want to be mindful of our energies as well, Gemini. And I do feel like, you know, with the tireless, the stamina, where I feel like, you know, where it's okay to push and crank sometimes, you know, to keep that going all the time, that does eventually catch up with you, and it gets us to this place where you know, we expend energies like that. Quickest way to end up to like a hanged one situation where it's just like, you know, where we kind of burn out a little bit, and it's kind of like time to kind of pump the brakes and sort of reevaluate what we've been doing here. But let's get some tarot on this and get some more details. Thank you. All right, Gemini, let's see what we got here. Interesting. Okay. So you have the World upright here, and then we have the Six of Pentacles, and then the Four of Pentacles in reverse here. And you know, Gemini, I feel like with all this busy energy that is coming up here, you know, with where I feel like it's really kind of paying attention to where you're pouring your energies into right now and what you're getting back from that. Do you know what I mean? Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity. And if we're noticing that something here has been just been really kind of been keeping your foundation off as of late, you know, where we find maybe where we may be working a lot, but maybe we're not able to save as much as we can. It feels like, you know, like I feel like it's almost like paying attention to just with the world here, because the world is Saturn energy. And it's just thinking about where, if we are feeling maybe restricted in some kind of ways, or if we feel that there's been just like maybe we've been working this kind of tireless nights, or maybe things have been, I don't know, it feels like hard work, but it doesn't feel like, I feel like there's a difference between like where it's just hard work and it's just been kind of struggling, and then where there's that work where sure it's a lot of it, but it's working towards our world here, working towards our dream. And I feel like that if the things aren't working right, that aren't working towards your dream, that aren't bringing that inner peace, you know what I mean, that's fulfilling both that material and maybe even like spiritual side, you know, finding that real kind of balance, then it's like adjusting this stuff here, reevaluating, you know, how we want to do this thing. You know, let's say for example, if we've been working at a company and it's just been maybe long hours, overtime, and it's just like sure you might be making all the money, but there's no time to enjoy it. Then maybe we're thinking about either cutting down on hours, maybe going like part-time, or maybe consider like, and again, not saying to quit your job, but it's like maybe we're thinking about looking for something in a different location, or maybe even think about maybe a little bit more on this Four of Pentacles here, Gemini. Look at you, King of Pentacles. A lot of coins here, Gemini. So interesting. A lot of coins and major arcana here. Because the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess upright here, and then you got the Judgment card, and then the King of Pentacles in reverse. And so I feel like, Gemini, really kind of listen to your intuition here over this next week or so. If you notice things have been kind of, if you've noticed that your what you've been pouring in, or where you've been kind of focusing has been just like, if it hasn't been getting you into this place of stability and got you feeling where, again, things are balanced. It's just like, what can we do to adjust this thing? What can we do? Because after the Judgment card, Pluto is the world. And, you know, Pluto deals with that intense type of change, you know, that sort of like death and rebirth type of energy here. So there may be some where, I don't know, there may even be for some too here, maybe where it's like, I don't know, Gemini. It feels just like maybe we've. I'm almost even getting like a. And I only say this just because of relationship with Saturn and the moon. It gives me almost like a lonely type of energy too, where it's like maybe we've been so focused on the pentacles and been so focused on the change that we haven't had a moment to, I'm not sure, like maybe do some more things that like fulfill us, like really bring that emotional fulfillment as well. Just thinking with the high priestess. High priestess, the moon can deal with our emotions, and it just seems like that there's this balance of needing to find this balance between like our like where to be like where to focus on our responsibilities and then where to do like some like take care of ourselves here and kind of nurture, like I don't know, Gemini is very very interesting energy here, but well, I do feel like maybe for some, like let's say if we've been working on this kind of like working towards like your legacy 10 of Pentacles type of dreams, and it's like we work all the time but maybe we're not at home to see, like let's say if we have like a family or like in a relationship or something, it's just like we're working to maybe take care of the family and things, but it's just like we're not appreciating the family time as well. It's very interesting, Gemini, but and just something to think about there. Let's one last little thing here, just because to even think about the high priestess in the world, because Saturn rules over Capricorn and the high priestess rules over Cancer, and well they rule Uranus too, or you rule Aquarius too. But for this scenario, it almost feels like maybe for some that we've been even in like a maybe this even stems back to like where we had like parental figures, or yeah, where it's like there wasn't this balance here, just like maybe they were just busy, trying to provide you a foundation, and now there's this adjustment here. It's very interesting energy here, Gemini. But let's get some more get another oracle on this. Look at you, efficient. Which I shouldn't be surprised all this energy. But you got the 6th card of Libras here, which is a repairman card. And with this card, this is a card of repair, fine tune, heal, fix many working parts, reset, proceed carefully, needs fixing, make adjustments, recover, skilled, make things right, mend, restore, and upgraded. And it's interesting, Gemini, because the energies that are coming through here is like the heal, the maybe like the need, like the needs fixing even too. It's just like because I mean you have been it seems like that maybe we've been in this place of where it's just even been just kind of like overwork, like just maybe been trying to either like work through maybe an issue, or maybe there's something you just it's like we've been focused on, like just when I think about the Pentacles in general, it's like maybe we've been focusing on, I'll focus on one aspect of the Pentacles. Maybe we're thinking about the money, but the Pentacles deal with more of that. It deals with like your health, your manifestation, your covers a lot of things. And I feel like that maybe we've been focusing maybe on the work, and then we've been kind of maybe neglected our health, or maybe we've even been in a state of where, how do I want to put this? It's like we've been let me get some tarot on this, Gemini. Let's get some details on this, because this is interesting energy coming through here. Because it almost feels like maybe this could even be like that work smart kind of play smart type of balance here. Maybe there's been just a lot of one or maybe the other, and it's just like bringing those things back into balance. But let me get this card down here. Oh, interesting, Gemini. All right, so we have you have the Devil and the Temperance card upright here, and then we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. Oops. And so that's interesting, Gemini, because here's Capricorn, and it just feels like that because with the Temperance card, this is a card of balance. You know, this card of like of getting back to that state of harmony, that Zen place. And I feel that there's something here that we're just not letting go of. Maybe there's a certain way of operating that we're used to, or it's almost just like we're putting, it almost feels like that we're putting things on the back burner or instead of like dealing with something, Gemini. Let me get a little bit more on this Devil. Like this is, okay, Gemini. So the Devil is clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse. And then we have the Four of Cups upright here. And Gemini, there just feels like that there's some sort of maybe some area in our lives that's just been feeling like it's been neglected, that we're, because with the Four of Cups, because it feels like that there's like with the Four of Cups and the High Priestess being here, because this is the Moon in Cancer and the High Priestess is the Moon. It feels like that like our intuition has been trying to give us these like kind of signals here, you know, that there's something again that just that's needing some type of restoration here. I feel like it's like we think that we're going imbalanced, because right before the Devil card is the Temperance, and I feel like it's like we think that maybe there's something that's going in, maybe we feel like we've healed or that we've processed something, and then when we go to move forward trying to get back into the routine of life and things, it's like the Devil kind of pops up again. It's just like, hey, are we really good or did we rush this thing? You know, are there still some like swords that are needing to be removed, some healing? Are we still like like in the early stages of whatever this process may be? Maybe this is like, maybe we just got back from like let's say like an injury, let's say, and we're trying to get back into like where we've been kind of cooped up and been trying to get busy, but it's just like can't quite push because you may exacerbate the wound, or maybe I'm not sure, Gemini. This could even be more kind of like an emotional thing. I'm not sure. And we're trying to like restrict ourselves, trying to push through. But I do feel we do. We want to be mindful of that. Just because, I mean, yeah, there's something that's trying to grow here. That's trying to get. Yeah, I'm not sure, Gemini, but it just feels like that maybe we're either, because even thinking about, now I'm kind of, just another thing that just kind of popped in my head. When you think about like as a placement, the moon, we just had the full moon in Capricorn not too long ago, and that's the moon is in detriment in Capricorn. You know, it's kind of weakened energy there. And that's just because we're Capricorn, they can be so focused on a goal that they ignore their, if in order to achieve the goal, sometimes they may forget to take care of themselves, or, may put their energies at detriment or things just to get this thing accomplished. And it feels that's kind of how this feels. It's like we're sacrificing something to achieve something else, Jim. I'm not quite sure more. I think I'm gonna move out of that, but I hope that makes sense, because it's interesting here, because it's like it's something that it feels like we know this thing, but it's just like it's not that I feel like we're purposely hiding it. It's just that there's yeah. Let's get your last oracle card here, Gemini. All right, last little bit here. So you got the second card of Leos, which is the Pioneer card. And with this card, this is a card of boldness, destination or bust, the cutting edge, long journey, trailblaze, true grit, challenge, navigating uncharted territory, resourceful, team, got your six, and unflappable courage. But the energy that's popping out here, Gemini, is the navigating uncharted territories and the challenge. You know, there's because just thinking about this too, Saturn's you're in a bit kind of a weird energy right now, Gemini, with Mars getting ready to move into Virgo, and then you got Saturn and Pisces. Both of those signs are, and even Neptune too, depending on where your placements are at, are forming. Both are forming squares with your signs, and these are very challenging energies. And I feel that there's something here that's trying to come to light here, you know, especially with Saturn and Pisces. This is very kind of spiritual energy, you know, something to tap into the kind of deeper understandings of you and to find what healings need to be done. And, you know, so just thinking of looking at all these planets that are up here right now, both Saturn, Pluto, and Neptune up here are all retrograde right now. And we'll be retrograde for a while. And so I do feel like that you're going to be, we're all going through this very reflective phase, but I feel like that this may be a challenging one for you here, Gemini. Maybe especially even around like Virgo season. There may be something where we need to exercise patience and diligence and like the perseverance in things and making sure that we're taking some time for some self-care and just kind of do some healing, you know, just making sure that we're checking in all the little parts there. Gemini, how's your sleep doing? How's our diet as far as like how we're eating? Are we moving the body? You know, are we just all of this stuff here? Are we doing some I guess just making sure that all of this is very balanced here. And I feel that if we can get in that, or I feel like the way to do that is like there's something here about us, something that we're not this uncharted territory here. Let's get some let me get some tarot on this. Gemini. Alright, Gemini, last little bit here. Ooh. A little bit going down here, Gemini. Alright, interesting. I love that. You got the Sun, the Moon, the Emperor, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Cups upright here. And then we have the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups in reverse here, Gemini. Let's switch back over. Because with this energy, Gemini, because that's interesting too, because you got, it's almost like we're going through, it almost feels like that with this energy. It's like, because you got, in order here, you know, because you got the Sun, or excuse me, how the order goes, you got the Moon, the Sun, then next is the Judgment card, and then the World here. And it feels like that maybe for some we're trying to create this, I feel like there's a need to learn just like again like a different side of ourselves, you know, to learn both the light side and the dark side of you here, Gemini. This is very interesting where I feel like this is going. There's something here that it's like maybe we've been, it almost feels like that we've been kind of maybe forcing the sunlight here, maybe forcing this happiness with the Emperor, but then when it comes to facing the more kind of darker aspects on the Moon here, that area is feeling kind of neglected. It feels like that there's this energy of, I don't know, it's just like, maybe there's an energy where we're not being kind to ourselves, just thinking with the Knight of Cups being here. Maybe there's even like this energy of, I'm not sure what that is, but what I do feel that there the energies are trying to say, like one with the Seven of Wands here. It's like not being so, if this is, if that part of it is resonating with you, if this is something that, because there's some kind of interesting kind of healing here. I'm not sure what, especially with all this major arcana coming up here, there's something deep I feel like that's being needing to be addressed, and I feel like that is being mindful of the thoughts and the feelings that you have about these energies, especially the more kind of like the kind of like shadow aspects of yourself, Gemini. Be aware of criticisms, and I mean not just from like others, but from yourself as well. You know, getting caught in your head like that, because and that's interesting too, just because now you got Saturn and you got Pisces, and then to have Saturn and Pisces on top of that here, Gemini, there's something here I feel like that's, we're going to be, I feel like we're going to be walking away from something, or at least there's going to be something that's going to need to be let go, or something that just needs some light shown on it. You know, that there's a, it's very interesting energy here, Gemini, but I think I'm gonna get out of that, because I'm not quite, it feels like there's excuse me, this feels kind of personal, and yeah, I just feel that, you know, as you're kind of maybe exploring this sides of you, you know, kind of asking yourself maybe these kind of deeper spiritual questions, or things are going to start picking up. I do feel like, just going back to that beehive again, because maybe that's what this is, you know. It's like once we start, maybe even start addressing some of these wounds, or just whatever this is, that things are going to start maybe picking up as far as like healing, you know, as far as like getting closer to maybe feeling, even if not just better, at least maybe getting towards like normal or something along those lines, Gemini. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that that made sense. That was very interesting energy here. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Gemini, because this could be something too where maybe we're thinking about cooking up some, maybe we have some ideas that we've been wanting to cook up even. I'm not sure. It's like, and maybe there's this energy of doubt, or it's very interesting, Gemini. But yeah, you know, share this. You know, like it, subscribe, and then share this if you know someone who might be maybe kind of keeping themselves busy, or it's just been, very interesting. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when these. I'm getting caught up in this, Gemini. You get notified when I get release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer. And I've started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then as it grows, I'm going to start posting like different healing music and guided meditations, things along those lines. And, you know, maybe doing like getting over vices with the devil, or going void of course with the high priestess here, lunar shenanigans with the moon with Pisces. It's so funny. But definitely check that out, Gemini. And then, lastly, look at you having got a little hot ticket to come over to my other channel. Not that you need one, but if you have any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising. I mean, what we got: the Sun, Moon, Saturn, Pluto, wherever, Gemini. Come on over to my channel, The Cherryden Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. Absolutely discuss all these lunar shenanigans here. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. Interesting. So you got the Justice card in reverse here. And I feel like with the Justice card, something feels a little out of, like, it feels like something's out of whack here, Gemini. It's just like, interesting. It feels like something's out of whack, and with your Oracle card, it's all this air. Because you got the Justice card as Libra's card here, and then you got the Air card in reverse. And that's represents your sign, Libra and Aquarius. And it just feels like that maybe there's been this energy of, possibly we've been maybe in our heads as of late, and maybe there's I don't know, there's something that's just got out of balance here. Either we've been, I feel like it's saying like just like getting our head and heart in balance here. There's something about kind of syncing up these energies and just to restore this flow again, to get the air kind of moving properly. This could even be something too where it's if we've been maybe kind of cooped up and just kind of maybe just in our heads, or maybe been kind of stuck in like an office, or just like just working a lot, even just like working from home, possibly even just like making sure that we're getting some fresh air to just keep the energy just revitalized or something along those lines here. But I feel like we might be like, I don't know, there's just a lot that we might be weighing here, Gemini, and it just seems that if it's just whenever we happen to get some time, as it makes sense, just finding some place, maybe do a little TLC, just to kind of be with yourself, just kind of check in and make sure that you're doing well, and that the energy's flowing fine, and that there's, maybe, yeah. You're very interesting, Gemini. I think I'm going to leave that there. So, yeah, I hope that that made sense. But you stay safe out there. Be all this busyness and repairs, and hopefully it's more kind of like innovation type of stuff with that Pioneer. But and raise your vibration through the roof here, Gemini. Take care of yourself. Just think about because I get the work will be there, but there's work that needs to be done here too. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.